Hello and welcome to Gaia GPS. This is where we come and pull cards for the Astro week ahead. I am Mimi and I'm here with Nicole Oman.
Hi.
And we are kicking off this week with cards for the month of August as we are shifting into August tomorrow. So August, tomorrow, the cards I've got. I have some really interesting ones. I'm going to start with my new deck. It is Spirit Speak. I've got the Queen of Cups, and I've also got the Lover's card. So I've got some strong love energy, but then I have the Mind card, I have Projections, and I have Fork in the Road in reverse. And Fork in the Road, the thing that I remember from the book is Fork in the Road in reverse talks about analysis paralysis. The fact that when you get into so much mental energy that you stop yourself from moving forward. And that's what I think is kind of going on in the energy of August. You know, in August, we begin the month with the sun in Leo, and we have Venus in Leo right now hanging out there, but Venus is going to shift into into Virgo. We already have Mercury in Virgo. We have Uranus retrograde in Aries. So we've got really strong mental energy going on. And so there may be some energy between your heart and showing up for love and showing up as love. And, those projections, those fears, the mental energy, the analysis paralysis. But I think the goddesses have actually a sacred recommendation. We've got the card Nematona, Sacred Space, and it says, create an altar, visit a power place to connect with the divine. But what I'm getting for this is really recognizing the sacred energy of your love energy and really holding space for it. I think we tend to take the mind energy so seriously and so personal with what it says and dismiss the energy of the heart. And I think these cards are saying, hey, you've got to pay attention to this. Really hold space and understand the love energy that's wanting to show up. We've been doing so much clearing with Mars finishing up in Scorpio, and just, with all the crazy astro that we've been going through. I know I've been going through so much clearing. Hold space for your love. Hold space for that which you are passionate about. And, if you find yourself going so crazy with the mind, mental energy over this month, which could definitely happen with like Mercury and Virgo, it really can stimulate the mind, then it's time to create a sacred space for that which you love within yourself and maybe even outside. That's like right there behind me, right there. That's my love altar. And I hold space for divine love in that place. And when I get crazy, I go work with my altar, and it really helps me. Nicole?
Yeah, so this is for August, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I have for August. The first thing I'm going to start with is from the Wisdom of the Oracles. I have the Go the Distance card in reverse. This card talks about feeling like you're in the desert and feeling like you've been, walking and you're barely getting enough sustenance to keep yourself going, but you're getting enough. It's like in the Bible where Moses goes out with, to go find the promised lands, and all of a sudden God gave them manna to keep them satiated, but they weren't fully thriving yet. And I know that might be the energy, and I don't want you to oh man, but I feel like I've already been going through the desert. But what is happening is I have the Rebirth card in reverse and the Moment to Moment card in reverse. And so this is telling me is that this rebirth isn't quite there yet. And I know that it's scary, but there's some reason that the universe is trying to tell you to stay moment to moment. If you're in the desert and you're just going, well, I know my mana's going to be enough, mana is going to come every day, it's going to force you to stay in the moment instead of trying to look at that broader picture. But for whatever reason, they're saying stay in the moment because there's a gift and there's some gold that still is needing to come through. And that is, first of all, this is a testament of your own courage. And it's allowing you to see how strong you really are internally. This is also a time of letting go anything that still needs to be processed out. And the only way you can fully heal or let go of something is in the moment. Like, we might have the feeling that there's a lot of things in the past that's still like grievances that need to be let go before we have our new beginning. Well, the only way you could do it, you can't do it in the future. You can't do it when you're having that, manifesting all your dreams. You have to do it right now. So as you're walking through the desert, imagine yourself taking off layers of things or emptying that backpack because it's so heavy and you only have a certain amount of energy that will get you to the next thing. The good news is, at the end of August, I have this Fool card that means rebirth. This looks like, all right, I just left the desert and now I'm clear and I left all that baggage in the desert and I am not going to look back. I don't want to look. Who wants to look back at the desert? Ugh. You want to look back. You want to look towards drinking that water as soon as you get to the promised land, if you will. So at the end, I think there's going to be really amazing new beginnings, but right now you might have to take it one step at a time and really listen to what that desert energy is trying to give you, because there is gold in that desert. There's letting go and there's healing too. So.
Awesome. Love that. I think my next cards kind of tune into that. So we have the next thing, we have the moon shifting into Leo. And the moon is moving into Leo to prepare us for the new moon, which is happening on Tuesday. But this is just the moon in the dark of the moon in Leo energy. And dropping cards. The first card that I have is actually the politics card, the removing of the mask. And what I have along with that is the card, the Five of Pentacles, which is the card of loss. It's the card of lack. It's basically it's saying in this card, in this particular deck, that, pay attention to what is true, because there is loss at this time, but there's a spiritual reason going on beyond this loss. And I feel like this loss actually has to do with protection, masks, parts of yourself that you brought on that are no longer true to who you are.
Identity.
Identity.
They keep going. It's a loss of identity. A loss of identity. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, there you go. You've identified with this thing, and it's not who you are anymore. Exactly. You have reached a point of breakthrough. Thank you for that word.
Yeah, they were screaming it, so I don't usually interrupt you, but they were like, identity, it's identity.
Thank you. I was like, I know it's there. You're going through a breakthrough process with what it is. This is not a loss. This is a gain for you. It's a gain in your consciousness. And what I love is that when you allow yourself, you've got the consciousness too. I love it. When you allow yourself to let go, there's no place like home, and Bridget, don't back down. And both of these have this illuminated energy, this heart-centered, illuminated energy. You are going to find a truer, more authentic version of yourself, of your light to put forward in the world that you're not going to have to back down from, because it's true, it's authentic. So be willing in this dark of the moon to let go. It's not a loss. It's really spiritual, what's the right word? Spiritual, not Armageddon. What is the word? What's that word, the Greek word? This is what Uranus retrograde does to me. Suddenly words are like, I know the word, but I don't.
You get a word screaming in my ear for this one. Sorry.
Apocalypse. It's spiritual apocalypse, where the veils, that's what apocalypse really means, is where the veils come off. And so it may feel like a part of yourself is dying. My teacher, one of my first teachers, used to say, your ego would have you die before it would let you be wrong. And that's kind of this energy with this loss that may be coming around. Trust it, because it's bringing you to the core of your light. Nicole?
Yeah, so the first card that I have is the change in the wind in the reverse position. And the protection message says that there is a change in the wind, and the change might feel scary to you, because when the storm blows in, it might blow down the structure of what you thought was the structure you were building your dreams on. And they're saying, you know what? that identity you're building your dreams on is not the one you're going to go forth and move on with. So you had to let this structure break down. It is not the end of the world, however. It might make you feel stressed out. It might make your nervous system a little unsettled because you had an expectation or an idea of what things should look like, and all of a sudden things are starting to blow away. That's okay. Let them go. They weren't you. It wasn't built on a reality. It was built on maybe a certain level of projection that you got in your conditioning. So as this dark moon kind of goes and we're looking for our new vision in Leo, where the heart is, where the inner child is, well, what's going to clear out is some old conditioned behaviors from the childhood that aren't you anymore. Some old belief structures, maybe a parent told you like you're not creative enough, artistic enough. Maybe it's also something, that you dealt with a failure. Maybe you had a past failure and you have this belief that you're a failure now, or that that's not you anymore. Well, there might be something, I have that consciousness card like Mimi has, that you haven't identified with yet or haven't identified in a while because of your conditioning that needs to come online before you really start building that foundational structure for the dreams you want to create. And those dreams can be connected to the dreams of building a home or a relationship or a family or career, job, things like that. It's either one. And then in the future position with this is like moving forward with this Leo moon energy is you have to take your power back by all those identities, all those voices that want to tell you who and who you're not. Who are you to say this? You're not good enough. Who are you to be a leader or an artist or all that? So you have to allow yourself, and I know it's hard and it will be difficult in this energy until it starts really getting to that new moon energy, because we're in the dark of the moon. I know it might be a little difficult, but that's the test. Can you hold in your center even when the little monkeys are beep, 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 beep? Because who are you giving your power away to? Are you giving your power away to the past? Or are you pulling it in and being in the present? And that's the most important thing in this energy, because the change is going to come whether you like it or not. Let it go what doesn't serve, and really start getting centered in the identities of who you are now. I think we lost Mimi. Oh, bummer. Yeah, Mimi froze. So I'm going to go ahead and take the reins at the moment, and I'm going to talk about what is happening on Tuesday. So Tuesday, we are having Mars shift into Sagittarius. So I have to shuffle my cards because I don't actually pull cards before the reading. So you just have to bear with me for a moment. So Mars is shifting out of Scorpio energy. Thank God, hallelujah. Actually, I have to say, because that's been rough on me. So, but Mars, who's ruled by Aries, going into Sagittarius, this fire. So this is kind of this good thing. Things can move pretty quickly. And let's see what's going on. Let me pull some cards. Mars in Sagittarius. This is really funny. So I thought it was going to be some really fiery cards, but it's not. So the first card that I have for this energy, and I want to pull one of these cards first too, because they've been, okay. We're going to go with that one. Well, we're going to go with all three because I had jumping cards. So the first thing that I got is an unfinished symphony. And I have this postponement card and the laziness card together. And the reason why I like this together is there might have been a project that you might have not finished yet. And I actually hear my guides going ding, 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 ding to me as well. So there might be something that you've been postponing, or maybe you've been a little lazy on or had a little resistance. And they're saying until you finish this and you finish this last project, you have a completion of a conversation of maybe a loved one. And it's coming through with past life energy underneath it. So it's an old pattern of behavior that you have with this person, or My particular one, and I'll go ahead and say this, is I always get about 90% done on a project, and then I like let the 10%, and I never finish it up. I never finish it up. And I know I have an unfinished project. And I know that's kind of like an old tendency of mine that I've been doing for a very long time. So that's that past life thing. And I can't move on until this is done. So this is a building block for you. So whatever this thing that you've been putting off is actually a really good foundational block that you need to finish before you move on to the next thing. You might have 1,000 projects you want to finish, or you have that one that you really want to do. But if you don't finish this one that hasn't been completed, you don't have the right building block to do the next step, okay? And there's that change in the wind card popped out again. It's like some things, you know, if you're not putting the right building blocks underneath the structure, then eventually the wind can knock that down. So make sure you take care of this unfinished business before you start a new project with this Mars in Sagittarius. And it might feel like a burden for you, but it's not going to be. Let go of that burden voice and just focus on the project at hand. Tie those last minute projects up in a little bow, and this Mars in Sagittarius energy is going to help you move through that resistance that's been blocking you from finishing up those projects. Hi, memes.
Hi. My computer does not like you're on a retrograde at all.
Absolutely not. But I took it over. I actually really liked what Mars and Sagittarius had to say, because I have an unfinished project that I got to finish, and I feel like that's going to support all these things that we need to get done.
Awesome. Well, I've got good cards for Mars and Sagittarius. I also have the change card. I heard you say change in the wind. So I've got change. And then I've got some beautiful cards. I got totally a Sagittarius card. I've got possibilities. I've got abundance, serendipity, and Arikura blossoming, as well as the 10 of Wands. And so, you know, Mars and Sagittarius, through Mars and Scorpio, we've been reworking our desire energy. We've been going in, figuring out those fears, figuring out those blocks that we have in our root chakra, and shifting through them, bringing them to the light. And our desires, our path where we've been going has kind of shifted, that change energy. And with Mars and Sagittarius, we are taking aim at our new passions and desires and the possibilities. And so the cards that I'm getting is like, yeah, honor those possibilities. You want abundance? Bring in the abundance. Honor the changes that you made in your, foundation energy as you take aim with your arrow. You know, Sagittarius is the archer. So this is us taking aim into what it is we want. And, the thing that I keep hearing through this is we got to think bigger. And I'm hoping that this change energy is like before you were kind of thinking smaller along in your desires because you had those fears in the way. Now that you've processed through them, it's okay to think bigger. I've got the abundance card. I've got the King of Pentacles, and I've got possibilities. There are lots of possibilities for you. Open up your mind as you take this aim. The funny thing, I heard you saying, like, finish your projects. This may be an opposing Gemini view, because I have the 10 of Wands. And in this placement, this person's kind of dropped the projects. So that might be the case. There may be projects for you to finish, and you may pick up some of these wands and be like, yes, I'm going to finish this. But there may be also things that are no longer in alignment with your desire that it's time to set aside. And use your own personal discernment for that, for your life. And just honor your desires. Honor your current path. Where is this? The serendipity card. I'm going to actually read it because I think this is so perfect for where we're at. Opportunity allied with readiness. The awareness of synchronicity. Luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols. A magical alignment of events. And it says you've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. This is time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you would have never planned or prepared by yourself. So really trust that energy, trust those desires, especially if you did the work. I know I have gone in and hammer, saw, blowtorch during Mars in Scorpio. So if you've done the work, you know, keep going onward, ride into this blossoming energy.
Perfect.
And I'm not going to hand it over to you.
No, keep going.
Next, I don't even know what my next cards are. I should have looked that up while I was letting my computer reboot. Next, we have the new moon. The new moon's happening in Leo. It's happening at the cusp of 10, 11 degrees in Leo. I'm going to read the Sabian symbol because I think the Sabian symbol is so beautiful for this. Sabian symbol for 10 degrees Leo is early morning dew sparkles as sunlight floods the field. And it says, even tears can be transformed into jewels in the light of victory over night and sorrow. And so I think this is kind of a rebirth of the light. It is a rebirth of a lunar cycle, but it's a rebirth of the light within yourself. And I've got some great cards, and God, I hope this is true for my life. I have the Nine of Cups, which is the card of love. It's a card of happiness. It's a card of blessings. Your cups are full, ready to dance. I'm getting a picture of from the Bible, the wedding at, I'm gonna say the wrong thing, but the wedding at Cana, I don't know how to say it, I just know how to read it, where Jesus actually turned water into wine, the place of his first miracle. I'm getting that energy from the Nine of Cups. I have postponement in reverse. So I think things that have been postponed are releasing. And along with the Nine of Cups, I've got the friendliness card and I've got the rebel. So to me, it's like the masculine is showing up. The masculine's becoming reborn in this energy. It's coming back in, whether it's your own masculine energy that's helping you move forward, and this may be, you know, part of that Mars and Sagittarius energy that you're ready to seize the energy, or it could be the masculine in your life, whether son, father, brother, lover, you know, etc. Even, you know, a boss energy. This is really great energy. Hold space for this. The new moon is a time where we set intentions. So this is a beautiful way to hold space in this. I have the Bast card from the goddesses. Bast, independence. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So I think this is a reminder, like these trees, even if this masculine comes in, maintain your own energy. Maintain your own grounded love and light, even as this masculine comes in. And Bast, besides being an emblem of independence, is also an energy of play and fun and romance. So bring some of this energy into your life with this new moon. You know, with the new moon, we really have an opportunity to, why are words so hard? We have an opportunity to live it into being. And so if romance is something that you're looking for, if you're looking for more play, then make a commitment with the energy of the new moon to play or to be romantic. Buy yourself flowers. Bring into your life that which you want into your life. And that may be another version of this friendliness and the rebel card. You stepping up for yourself in that way brings out your masculine energy. And there's no shame in that. It's actually a really beautiful thing. And that just helps you ground further in to yourself and to your beingness. So, and I don't know where my Wisdom of the Oracle card went. It's not right here, so I'm going to pass it to you.
I have a very interesting take on the new moon, actually. So I'm going to start with this. There looks like in this new moon energy that a projection is going to be shooken up. And you're going to be able to see beyond a projection or something that, you know, maybe you put your hopes or desires onto. So it might be, you know, you had a job interview and you think that this is the greatest job interview that you could have gotten. Well, it looks like that's going to be shooken up and you're going to see something behind it. I have all that glitters in the protection position. And this means that don't worry if something kind of shakes up, that projection shakes up, and you see the rotten, the I keep getting the apple from Snow White, where it's the juiciest red apple that you can possibly see, and you want it so bad, this job opportunity, this relationship, but you bite into it and it's poisonous, or it's rotten and there's worms and yucky, I'm sorry, I'm going there, maggots in it, and like it's not good for you. And so but you have to trust that. What they're saying is you're not supposed to feel victim by this, but like, thank God rejection is God's protection. Thank God you dodged a bullet. You saw something that needed to be seen. So you could, I have this adventure card, maybe move on or whatnot, and really know where your heart is loyal. Where's your heart loyal? I have the loyal, blah, 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 the loyal heart card. And the loyal heart is, are you loyal to yourself? And if you're loyal to yourself and you let go of rotten apples, what happens is you trust the universe, you trust your heart, and that the loyalty will come to you. The loyal relationships, the loyal friendships, the loyal partnerships in business, and flushing out all of these, like, it almost feels also like a business partner that you guys were talking about doing something together. And then all of a sudden you see some true colors and you're like, ooh, they would have taken out my business from my kneecaps. This is good. Move on. And then right after they go, guess what? Be receptive. Because this new moon is going, don't worry. Just because there was one poisonous, rotten fruit doesn't mean they're all rotten. Just go to a different tree. And that be receptive, because I have a feeling something's going to come right in behind it. The right partnership, the right relationship, or the right job, something, the right friend. That support is going to come right in behind it. So it's not going to be like a patience thing. It's going to be like, poof, there's another one. But stay loyal to your heart and trust this process, because just because it looks shiny doesn't mean that it's going to taste good. Promise you. I actually just had that happen to me at the grocery store. I bought a couple of things from the grocery store and I cut into it. It was rotten. And I have to take back like $30 worth of groceries, which is crazy. I've never had that happen before. So
wow, it's crazy. It's funny. My next reading for the next thing really goes in alignment with this. So I have the moon in Virgo. I'm doing this. I have the moon in Virgo. Moon is shifting into Virgo on Thursday, early in the morning. And I'm going to start with this card. I've got Ishtar, boundaries. I've got chaos and conflict in reverse. And then I've got existence, courage in reverse, and healing. And then the Two of Swords. And so what I'm getting from all these cards is that there's going to be some kind of situation coming up where you're going to have to make a decision. That's the Two of Swords. And I think that you're going to have to lay down a boundary to keep some of this chaos and conflict out, to protect yourself from the storm. And it's so funny because in this book it says, this is an advantageous moment to restore order, recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there's divine order. Things are stirred up. Don't be afraid to jump in the mix, blah, blah, blah. Be present in the eye of the chaos. This moment is valuable. Don't waste it. But what I'm getting is that this is a really valuable moment for you to protect yourself. You protect yourself, protect your heart. And it's so interesting because I know I keep talking about like opening your heart and being present, but I think that part of opening your heart and being able to be present is knowing when there are wormy apples or when there's a storm outside, and you go in your house and protect yourself. And this is what I'm getting from these energies. With the moon in Virgo, there's going to be an opportunity to set some kind of boundary. And this is for you. This is for your heart. This is for healing of yourself. So, and I had this happen, somewhat recently. You put down those boundaries, and then people go and work on themselves. And people who are meant to be in your life will come back in. Situations that are meant to be in your life come back in. But you've empowered yourself by setting that boundary, and you've told the universe and showed the universe, I know I'm worth peace. I know I'm worth love. And that's what I'm really getting from this energy with the moon in Virgo, which the moon in Virgo, even though it's not the new moon anymore, still has that strong new moon energy as it's just, coming out of it. So you're really showing the universe what it is you want. So be willing to put down that boundary or let go in that energy. Nicole?
You know, I do have that start with in this reading. I have the compromise card. So it is an awareness of where you're compromising yourself with other people. And when you have this awareness, there's going to be some sort of completion. Once you realize it and put that boundary down, just like Mimi said, you're going to tell the universe that you're done. You're done with this way of being. You're done with wanting to have this happen to you over and over. You're done with the cycle. And what's great is as soon as you're done, you're like, whoop, playfulness. If this person is like not taking themselves too seriously. But I also like the image of like them going, you know what? Not my circus, not my monkeys. I ain't dealing with that crap anymore. I am done with that drama and I am free. Woo! And that's the energy I get. It's like as soon as you put that boundary down, you're like, man, they were causing so much drama in my life. And so much anxiety and turmoil. I'm so glad to just, and so you might be scared to get rid of this person or this situation, but as soon as you do it, as soon as you lay down that law and put your foot down, man, you are going to feel like a new person, and you're going to ask yourself, why the heck didn't I do that sooner? Oh man, that was exhausting. So then, of course, in the moon in Virgo, I have the clean it up card because, that's what a Virgo would say. Like, okay, now it's done. Let's clean this crap up. You know what I mean? And what they're saying is before you like rush right back into the goals, into the dreams, stay in the ordinary world and do some inner cleanup. Go take a bath. Also, go clean your house. Go do a little scrubbing. And whatever that energetic tie cord was, you can clean that up in your physical world too. So do a little bit of the house clearing. I mean, literal and metaphysical as well. It's like do a house clearing of the people and then just do a house cleaning of the house. And also sage out. Maybe you need to sage yourself and sage the energy. Give yourself a cord cutting. Putting up those things. And that is going to really help you to get your power back from the past and from the future thing, that anxiety that you were having with this person or this situation, and then really stay in the moment. And the best way to stay in the moment, like I said, do the ordinary stuff. And then I think moving forward, then you'll get clarity moving forward. But stay in the moment, especially with this moon in Virgo, in the body. So do things that are in the body, work out, clean, things very present that you have control over here. Because if you didn't feel like you had control over your life, well, you do have control of those little things. You do have control if you can, of your dishes being clean. Stay there.
Absolutely. It's really funny. So for the next aspect, we have Venus shifting into Virgo on Friday. So Venus into Virgo. Venus takes the energy of love, relationships, our worth, into the energy of reality, into our physical body. I always say that's how we process our reality, so we have to really recognize that. But funny enough, these cards are going along with the last couple things that Nicole and I both said. I'm going to start with the Goddess card. I've got Kali, endings and beginnings. So my hope is that if you have not put up that boundary yet this week, if you have not done that thing, this is your call. Call on Kali and be like, okay, I gotta honor this ending that needs to happen. All the cards that I have really go with the energy of beginnings. Once you do that, like Nikki said, you put down that boundary and it's like, shoop, next thing, here it comes, relationship, job, friendship, whatever. I've got happy. I've got the 10 of Cups. I've got rebirth, ripeness, trust. I pulled more cards because I was like, is this really all so good? Celebration, understanding, participation. So I've got really good cards saying yes. Draw that line, draw that sword, because really good things are here for you. This is the card of like commitment and love and happy endings. Happy. But you've got to draw the line on the things in your life that are not right for you, that aren't serving you right now. And I really take that into like the worth energy. If it's causing you stress, if you feel yuck, I always like to go into the yum yuck energy. If it feels yuck, There may be some internal work that you need to do, but you need to be willing to draw that line. You have a right to be happy. I remember years ago, I was working for my sister as a nanny, and I was like really struggling. And I remember crying to my mom, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And I listen to Abraham now, and that's one of their things is like, yeah, you have a right to be happy. You can be happy. You can find happiness in your life. And I think Venus in Virgo is reminding you, you can find happiness in your life, but you've got to go after it. So make this your goal. Happy, happy. Call on Kali if you need to help you get to that place, but it's definitely available for you. And the ripeness card, you are ready for it. Nicole?
Well, it's funny. I think I might pull a Gemini, the other side of the coin with it, but not too much. What they're saying is, now that you've got that semblance of completion in the outward world, you're having to go into integration. So integrate everything you learn from this person or this situation, because it's not fully complete within you. So it might be complete on the external world. What they're saying though, if you really want that last bit of completion to move on, is integrate it all. Integrate everything you've been through in the, like, I want to say at least the last month. Because what's going to happen is the last piece is you freeing yourself. So you might be free from the external cage of that confining space, that confined relationship, that confined situation or job that you were in. But now you have to free yourself, because that's where the core of it came in. There was something in you that pulled in this person, situation, job, whatever this confining thing was. So you have to look within and see where the core of it came from and what made you want to play small or feel trapped or feel frustrated because you couldn't move on. Where was that inside of you? What did you need from that? And when you can find that, that's when you find peace. And that's when you find that I have the to be fair card. That's when you find the fairness. So you're not victim by this situation in the long run. That's why you have to be here now, so you don't take it with you. So it doesn't become like situational PTSD. You don't want to take the wounding with you. You want to keep it there and free yourself. And the only way to do that, I have the time for a nap card. It's like, it's time to rest and rejuvenate from everything that has transpired in the last at least a month to 2 weeks to a month. And then you'll be able to stay in the moment to moment, stay in the moment.
Oh my God, I have all these cards for the next thing.
Yeah, I'm like one step ahead. I don't know why that is.
You totally are.
And then you'll see the possibilities. But until you get that completion within yourself and you find that little core seed, you're not going to be able to move on the right way, because you'll bring the past. Like I keep saying, don't bring in spiritual PTSD, because if something happened, don't bring the wounding with you. Let that stay there. Let that stay there. And then you get the completion within yourself and you have that aha. So you don't cage yourself again in the next situation with the next people, the next opportunity. And then that's when the possibilities will come, because then you'll really be able to fly, because those things won't be anchoring you, or like at the ball and chain, like ball and chaining you back in the past. This time you will be free, and then things will start to move very, very quickly for you. But stay here, rest, regain your bearings, take care of your body, nurture yourself, so you can be rejuvenated, because we're going to go in this Mercury retrograde in Virgo as well. So things are going to kind of do this little thing. You have to take that time to rest and really build yourself before you move on to the next.
Absolutely. And I could just ditto that whole thing for the moon in Libra, because that's basically what all my cards are like.
Well, there's the
rest.
to be fair card, right? Like to be fair is so Libra moon.
I've got peace.
Ah, there's the
the other Libra card, right? The card that I'm starting with is actually the Four of Swords, which is a card of like exhaustion. You are tired. You have done the work. It's time to take a rest. I've got moment to moment in reverse. This isn't about jumping to the next thing. Literally, like the same cards. I've got silence. I've got peace. I've got inner wisdom and transformation. Oops, dropped inner wisdom. Sorry, Athena. Transformation. And so I think this moon in Libra is going to be, moon in Libra is going to be happening while Venus is still transferring herself into this Virgo energy. And so it's just kind of entrancing you into this, like, knowing your worth, holding that space for your body and saying, take it easy, rest, relax. I think, between the excitement of the new moon and the excitement of Mars shifting into Sagittarius and all this energy of this week, this is finally, like, when we reach the weekend, it's like, oh, now I've got to process. I've got to process all of this energy. I need to sit in silence. I need to be with myself. Who am I now? I don't even know who I am anymore. This is just, I'm getting the same thing. It's a quiet weekend so that you can just work through these energies. There's a lot of transformation going on under the surface. And I know for me, when I go through transformation processes, I personally get very tired. And I really recommend, if you can, taking a nap, because sometimes the best thing you can do in a transformation process is get out of your own way. Because I know my mind likes to be like, oh, blah, 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 and has all this information. So take it easy with the moon in Libra. The moon in Libra a lot of times does like to get things done. Moon in Libra loves to go spend time with people. But this is really showing me, hold on, let me grab my card that fell, that this is really your internal process. And this is about your inner wisdom. It says, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom. Take appropriate action without delay. And I think in this case, the action is silence. It's slowing down. It's getting quiet and present with yourself. Nicole?
Yeah, so I'm going to start with these. Because we ended it with me and Mimi having the exact same message, they're pulling me back through the theme of the week. And they wanted to reiterate this message one more time so you can really hear it, because there is going to be a rotten apple, but they want me to literally say it again. And it's so funny because I have the ripeness card and with rotten apples. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. I got all that glitters once again, and the not for you in reverse, or this. So what they're saying is, there's going to be something shiny that was never for you. You may thought it was for you, but it's not for you. And don't hold on to anything that's trying to fall away, because at the end of the day, there's a breakthrough there that you might be holding on to or holding back from. But there is, here's the ripeness. What they're saying is, but you really are ripe. You are right. You were ready for that thing that you thought was this delicious apple. So don't freak out, because guess what? I have Treasure Island. I don't think this rotten apple was the only apple. I think that there is treasure abound if you let this shit go. Whatever you thought was the right thing for you. And I'm kind of seeing it in my own life. I'm kind of seeing like an opportunity that might not be the glittery thing that I thought it was. And I might have to let something go because there's something better for me. And then I have this sharing card in reverse. This woman who has her fruit, literally the fruit. I keep getting fruit. The fruit on this plate with her light and her candle. And she's really ready to share it with the world or with someone. And she really, really is. But if you don't let go of this because you thought that was the apple, you are going to stick yourself. So I want to say it one more time. If a pretty apple turns into a rotten one, just let it go. It's okay. It wasn't for you. But treasure is on its way, my friend. It is on its way. It's right there. It's right in your grasp. So if you just let that go, it's like, boom, it will come right in. But you have to let it go. You have to let the other one go to get the new one. I promise you, everything is going to work out so much better. There's like saying, it's like, oh my God, we have something so great. And your last test is to let the thing you thought was shiny go so we can give you the really shiny thing. Here's all that glitters that looks like a gold, but it's a mask. And then really this little slow turtle that's been making its way. When you've been in this postponement thing, this turtle's like, I've been swimming with this beautiful treasure chest on its back that comes, it seems out of nowhere. But he's like, I've been waiting. I've been coming. I've been swimming for like 2 months. And now I'm here. Okay. So that's the energy I'm getting. So don't fret. Don't freak out if something shows its true colors, and then all of a sudden we let it go and something else will come back in. They were very adamant to just remind you of that so you don't hold on to the wrong thing.
Fantastic. So that's it for this week. Let's see, I don't have any specials going on, but you can always purchase a reading. I have various readings at GaiaBlooming.com. I post the daily astrology on Gaia Blooming on Facebook and also here on YouTube and sometimes on the website. I've been easing a little bit back on the website just to practice a lot of self-care. I've been taking myself to the beach and doing a lot of grounding, but I try to get that up as often as possible. And I don't know if Nicole has anything this week, but she will let you know what's going on with her.
I need one more week before I put anything out there like that. I even took a break from doing the live readings, and I probably will do one this week, and then I might announce if I have a reading special. Then, if I decide I'm going to do one, just because I'm having to put some things together in my own life, just like Mimi, but I have to kind of get my head clear, and I went through a huge process in the last week, and I've gotten so many love upgrades, and I've gotten so many relationship upgrades that I was like, I have a steady amount of clients. If I tried to like pile in anymore, I think I'm going to topple over. So I'm going to give myself one more week to recoup and then keep an eye out for a live reading, possibly Thursday. I'm thinking, yeah, the Spirit said, yeah, you'll do a free reading Thursday. So look out for that at 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my page. And you can find that at facebook.com, Coaching with Nikki. And you can also find it here on Gaia. I will post it on Gaia. And so look out for that if you want to get your name in a drawing to get a free reading live with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate having you with us every week, and we will see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.